Good morning, dear students. Today is our time with Unit 8, Unit 9, Lesson 4. That's tallest, longest MBS. So we have the superlative form. First, we will look at this fact file. What is the biggest animal have you ever seen? You can tell me your experience, what you have seen yourself. What was the biggest animal you have ever seen in your life? Maybe you've seen a camel. Maybe your parents took you to the zoo before, so you have seen an elephant, a bear, huge animals. So you can answer me, which is the biggest animal you have ever seen? For now, we have this fact file talking about the small animals, or the very small animals: dart, frog, this one; mouse, lemur, this one; hedgehog, this one. This is for the very small animals, and this part is about the very big animals: giraffe, African elephant, and a camel. So the questions are: the hedgehog is the longest. How long is it? The hedgehog is the longest. 1 centimeter, 6 centimeters, 25 centimeters. How long is it? Let us check that together. The hedgehog is the longest animal. It's 25 centimeters. Which is the lightest among the three very small animals? Which is the lightest? How much does it weigh? Let us check. The dart frog weighs 2 grams. The mouse lemur weighs 45 grams. The hedgehog weighs 500 grams. So, which is the lightest? We have heavy and we have light. Alright. The dart frog is the lightest animal. It weighs 2 grams. Now, which is lighter? That's not a superlative form then. We have a comparative. Which is lighter? The mouse lemur or the dart frog? The mouse lemur, that's 45 grams. The dart frog is 2 grams. So, which is lighter? The dart frog is lighter than the mouse lemur. We shall go now to the very big animals. We have the giraffe, that's 5 meters tall, weighs 1,000 kilograms. We have the African elephant, that's 3 meters tall, weighs 5,000 kilograms. And we have also the camel, that's 2 meters tall, and it weighs 600 kilograms. So, hello Tahir and Mu'taz. Hello Tahir and Mu'taz. نبتدي تاني هنا المعتز. 1 2 3. Now we talk about the very big animals. We have the giraffe, that's 5 meters tall, weighs 1,000 kilograms. The African elephant, that's 3 meters tall, weighs 5,000 kilograms. The camel, 2 meters tall, weighs 600 kilograms. So, which do you think is the tallest? Tallest. 5 meters, 3 meters, 2 meters. So, I think the giraffe is the tallest animal. Which do you think is heavier than the elephant or the camel? Is this a superlative form or a comparative form? Yes, 2 together, so that's 1-on-1 comparison. So, the heavier, is it elephant or camel? Elephant, 5,000 kilograms, camel, 600 kilograms. But I think the elephant is heavier than the camel. So, we've used the 2 ways of comparison. We've used the comparative form and we've used also superlative form. 1 to compare with many. Now, we can also ask more questions. Is hedgehog heavier than the camel? Is the dog frog the lightest animal? We have a form of questions we use when we compare, and we have another form of questions we use when we make a superlative form, and both are yes or no questions. And this is an exercise which we can do inside our class, where we can ask each other questions and answer. So, now we have another experiment. We will see the 4 containers, because it can contain water inside, it can hold water inside, it can keep water inside. So I'm calling it containers. Which container is the tallest? We want to make a superlative form. 1 2 3 4. So that's more than 2. So we need to have a superlative form. The tallest. Which container is widest? That's this one. Which do you think holds more water? More and less here is also a way or an adjective to compare with, because more and less, we need to put a noun after to talk about quantities. More what? Maybe, in this case, we can say water. More and less, these are adjectives we can use, but we need to write a noun right after. So, which do you think holds more water? Which do you think holds more water? Which do you think hold less water? So, when using the adjective less this time, which container do you think hold the most water? That's a superlative form. And there is also the least water. That's another superlative form. We have container A, B, C, D. So, let us see together. Container C is the tallest container. Container A is the shortest container. We are still in the superlative form of such adjectives. Container D is the widest container. Container B is narrowest container. Now, we can answer this in the class, but we will use more than. I think container would whatever will hold more what? More water than whatever the other container is. So this is a way of comparing quantities. Which container holds more what? More water. I think container whatever holds less, smaller amount, less water than whatever. I think container space will hold the most. The most, yes, that's a superlative. The most what? The most water. I think container whatever will hold the least water. So more and less, that's also an adjective I can use to compare quantities. Perfect. I used more and less in comparison. I used the most and the least when I needed to write things in the superlative. That's a little experiment you can do in the class or maybe at home as you like. It's for containers that are different shapes and sizes. That's important to compare. Line up the containers, start with the one you think will hold the least water. Finish with the one you think will hold the most water. Label the containers A, B, C, and D. Get some water and test out. Check. Test out. Check. Make sure what you think it is from the experiment can be proved. You can tell if what you thought is correct or wrong because you will pour the same quantity of water to the different containers so you can get what will hold more water, what will hold less water, what will hold the most water, what will hold the least water. Now, the last part, when you're doing an experiment, you need to order your steps. So, we can use first, next, and finally. Do you remember? First, next, finally, then. After first there is a comma, after next there is a comma, after then there is no comma, after finally there is no comma. What is the point? To make an order, to order your ideas, to order your steps when doing an experiment. That was our lesson. Now it's time for exercise. I've picked a very interesting exercise. I found it in the activity book, and I would say that's a really interesting one because this is the experiment we would love you to do at home. We are doing the experiment ourselves. First, I'm having a jug and I'm pouring it in container A. First, pour water from a jug into container A. So we need to order this. Which number can I give to D? Exactly, number 1. Perfect. Now, what is the second? Then, write the letter A by the line on the bottle. Okay? Next, pour the water from container A into a large empty plastic bottle. That would be number 3. Number 2. Number 3 will be, next draw a line on the bottle to mark the height of the water, to see how high the water inside. The last, number 4, write the letter A. That would be this one. Then write the letter A by the line on the bottle. The last one, of course, when I pour the water from the bottle back into the jug. That was the experiment, and that's how we could order it. Next, the comparison form using more and less. An hour is space than a minute, which is more in time. An hour or a minute. So an hour is, yes, more than a minute. But an hour is A than a day. Yes, perfect. Exactly. Less. Let us see the next one. A month is space than a year. A month is than a year. Less than a year. Sorry, a month is more than. أنا آسف يا مهندس، أنا هقف تاني، متأسف. عملت غلطة، نصلحها، هنكمل. سوري، أنا قطعت بصراحة. 3, 2, 1. Next one is a month is space than a year. A month, space, year. So a month is less than a year. But then a week is more. Perfect. Now we will just double check the superlative form. Right, the superlative form of the given words. It's space fell with ever seen, scary. I did not answer space question in the exam. Difficult? I think today is space this summer. She won because she ran space fast. Let us think about the first one. We will use scary to compare this film with all the other films that I've ever seen. That's why it's a superlative form. So what should we write? It's exactly the scariest. The next one, I did not answer difficult in the superlative form, the most difficult, because that's a long one. I think today is this summer, the hottest day this summer. The last one, she won because she ran the fastest. That was our little exercise. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope the lesson was nice and easy. All the best, everyone. See ya.